Welcome. This is another video in the series of the May-June trading plan. Um, the first week of May just passed and we had a nice start. The number one pick was Shopify for me, that closed last Friday, which made me a 3,700 euros, which is quite a lot since we've targeted it on 5,000. So we are almost there, and it's just the first week, so that's very nice. We also took a small trade of 500 euros in the Euro Swiss franc, and that's the fourth setup, I think, or fifth setup. Of course, the French elections will be this Sunday, tomorrow. So when that's passed, we'll see where the euro lands, if it goes up, if it goes down. The new channel, we will be trading it for the euro Swiss franc pair, so a nice opportunity in there. But another one we have to point out right now, and didn't have the time to give you the technical analysis. Let's do that right now. US oil, or crude oil. This is the weekly chart. We all know that in 2014 oil crashed pretty badly, which gave us a bottom around $26 in 2016, which is quite amazing if you think about it right now. Ever since, the dollar has, the oil has been turning back up. So on the weekly, what we see is that we are seeing some ranges, some moves. So this was the bottom. I think this was a level I was watching last week. With 1, 2, 3 touches. This was the fifth touch, but price broke and fell down pretty fast. Maybe another one we can point out another one from here on out. So this is the range where oil is trading at. Let's put in some horizontal lines of any meaning, which would be here. And of course the top around here, which shows like some kind of a double top actually. So this is where price is at in oil right now. I always wanna have some feeling of, this was the recent low, this was the recent high. Let's get the extremes from here until there, which also indicates that the 78.6 Fibonacci retracement is in fact around that 42 level. So that being said, let's switch up to the let's remove that for now. Let's switch to the daily chart. This is what we're seeing over here. Well, one thing that points out this pretty obviously is that price fell down. We have a huge pin bar with a strong bullish body on top of it, so price does definitely not want to be around the 43 area for now, at least. Don't get too excited. These setups are very interesting and gets a lot of traders in. Don't get too excited, because very likely price will come down to retest this area, maybe go for another low. Maybe they won't, but it's too early to take this trade. This is another level I am finding interesting. We see a couple of touches with pin bars over here, and when we go to here, then we see price fought. The bulls and bears were fighting previously. So maybe those are fake breakouts and we should put it like this. I think this is a better location for this trend line, if you ask me. So this is the daily chart. Still, I want to see what the relative strength index is showing us over here. Where is it? The relative strength index. Here it is. We are in oversold territory. That's what we see over here. Quite a strong reaction also over here, so that's an interesting point. Talking about indicators, I want to see a moving average. Of course, we are below the moving average right now. It's pretty obvious, but let's just put it on for now. So the daily chart. Let's switch to the 4-hour chart where we have some more information. This is the pin bar. Of course, price has just broke the moving average on the 4-hour chart, which is interesting. Let's see if this will be a fake break or a if the retest will hold. I doubt it very strongly. Also here, of course, when a daily, the 4-hour is strongly oversold as well. The thing I'm looking for next week, and this can be interesting. I think most of you who follow me on Instagram and YouTube, they know the fact that the RSI, especially divergence, is telling me to start looking at a stock. We don't see divergence on this one yet, but we see a oversold market. Of course, those trend lines on the weekly, they give us a clear indication that this is an important area where price we most probably will find a retest of this 43.7 area, or we get another low, another squeeze back to this area. Why? Because I think we are seeing a demand zone, so I think there's potential to move lower in this trade still. So even though we're seeing this pin bar, the trend line broke. These are all price action indicators. So this was a low. Now we're seeing a lower low. This was a high. We're seeing a lower high. It's all pure price action. So nothing spectacular in that. Maybe we can even draw in a trend line on a daily to get us a more further clear picture on this one. You know, we could do that. I don't know if it gives me the information I'm looking for, but so this is the setup in pure based on price action. Indicators tell us a little bit where price is at, but the thing is, which is interesting, is the following. We also have, of course, a very strong level over here, but I'm not expecting price to go back to 30. But then again, that's what I'm expecting, and we trade what we see. This is what I want to point out. The thing I'm looking for in this one is we've seen another low in combination with this oversold area. So quite obvious what's happening now is price is going back up. Probably it will touch this this trend line, also not just the trend line, but also this previous support area where price was struggling at, and when it broke it fell hard. So this is an important level. So around this support, previous, now resistance area, and this trend line, I think that will be an area where price will most likely get rejected. So let's put it a little bit like this. The thing that happens after that is, or it will fall down, retest, or not just retest this one. If it does, we have a double bottom, and after that price will likely do another attempt to go through. Maybe it will fall back again, maybe it will penetrate. If it does, we'll go. There's another scenario, maybe we can point it out on daily even better. Another scenario where price could, maybe we could put it better on a weekly. This area, of course, this is a very important area. If we touch this important resistance support zone, this is also a level to watch, because price took off here a couple of times. So I think this is a better way to put this demand zone in. So if price does make a new low, then we're talking just pure price action, making lower lows. We got another setup from the low, and then we need a new attempt to go higher. But eventually what we're looking for is a pattern like this, and this gives us green light to go, because we see a lower low, we see a lower low, we see a lower low, and then finally we see a higher low. So this should be our first clue to get in the market. This was not yet a higher high, looking at what we saw before. When this lower high gets followed by a higher high, then price action tells us this one is moving, and we should go for it. Now I know what you're thinking. Aren't we too late to be taking this entry? Indeed, you are missing a lot of this trade, but if you want to play it safe, this should be the pattern you're looking for. If you want to to take some more risk, I think this demand zone would be a nice place to put in some orders. Of course, your stop should be below this low or even below these lows. So it depends on your risk appetite where you want to trade this one. I'm going to remove these for now. So remember that we're looking for price action, higher highs, higher lows. Let's switch to the 4-hour chart and let's get in some information on how we are willing to trade this. So this should be a nice swing trade. Our first clue was that we switch to the weekly. Our first clue here is that we are, oh, this is the daily. That, well, actually price got rejected at the trend line, so that's not a clue anymore. But price moved into a demand zone. Not really, so I'm gonna put in almost behind. Oh. And got rejected. The second thing we see is that on the daily, also on the weekly of course, but daily, strong bullish pin bar, which indicates that price does not want to be there and is turning around. The third clue we have is looking at the weekly. Also important. I'm gonna call it a demand zone. This order block. Of course, you can say it's at a resistance. Oh yeah, the third thing we saw on the weekly was that Fibonacci was telling us that on the 78.6 Fibonacci is also within the demand zone. So let's go to the daily to fill in more clues on what's going on. Yes, I see this one. Where is my text block? Thank you. So the fifth clue is a RSI on the daily and 4-hour chart. Is oversold. Pin bar, yes. Okay, so that's what we saw on daily and the 4-hour. Bullish pin bar, pointed it out, yes. Okay, let's go to the 4-hour chart. Where is it? I'm constantly struggling with my text block. Yes, here it is. So a sixth clue is that on the 4-hour chart the moving average is broken. Wait for the retest. Personally, I'm looking for a retest of the previous low. So that means a double bottom and a better entry if we're in that zone also. Do we have more information? Yes, so we have the Fibonacci, we have the RSI, this is the moving average, we're waiting for retests. I'm considering, I think price will consolidate below here. It's not it never happens that price immediately turns around and goes back up. So I think we first will see some retesting. So retest, final push lower, and some consolidation. That's a phase we're looking for first before entering this trade. So the phase of retesting, consolidation, and maybe even another push lower. Do we have more information on here? Well, would be nice after the consolidation to see some possible divergence. Maybe put it in here. RSI showing divergence after this phase would be nice. An extra clue. I think this is, for now, this is not ready. This trade to me is not ready. I would like to see a, that's the if I have to point it out, I think there will be some action within this area first, before finally turning around. I think possibly we can still move lower, so a final tick down is also a possibility. 4-hour chart. This is the daily chart. Let's switch this one up here. The thing, I don't know if the tools are in here for that. I think it is. So after this, could be that we will be seeing, first we'll be seeing some shift in momentum, just like we saw here. You see the thing I'm looking for in this setup is exactly what happened over here. Price fell down. We saw this pin bar. Price was trading around here. Made another attempt. Then we saw the second pin bar, which is also a double bottom at the time. So 2 tests of this resistance, and it didn't hold. Then we moved back up, and for a third time we came here. Third time test of the resistance. That was it. Price took off, and we went in another direction. So 1, 2, 3, and there it went. This is just one touch we're seeing over here. So I think we will be seeing some more action before this will be ready to trade. Then I'm gonna remove this one for now. So these are the clues. I want to put in one more thing. Of course, we want to see what the potential will be. Well, it would be nice to get in around this bottom. The move back up would be around this descending trend line. I think it would be safe to take your first profits over here. As you can see, this is a great risk reward. This is a risk reward of 4. Risk reward 4.0. 10. I'm going to use 10 for entry around retest of low or below the recent low. That would be the entry, and the exit, of course. I think we can see the exit on the weekly. This would be a nice entry, but of course when this trend line breaks, when we move past this, maybe if you want to give this some room, ultimately of course here you gotta get out of the trade, but I think if you want to play it safe, when these lows break, I think it's already time to be leaving this one. potential to this one could go down to 40. So what area are we in? We were talking about this. So exit could be around, should be around 42 or 40, and 40 is the ultimate level where you should get out. So let's see what kind of entry we will be getting in this trade. For now, it's this is definitely interesting. This looks like price is going down, down, down. That's exactly where the professionals want to get in, and where the amateur traders are feeling a little bit excited to get in, because things are, it's against our nature to enter something that's going down, which we want to go up. But these are the things we're looking for in this case. So I think that's the analysis for now. I will be monitoring this very closely within the next couple of weeks. If we will see a retest 1, 2, 3 of this area, of course we will be there to take it. If we see price action on lower time frames, we'll hold the retest of the moving averages, or we'll test this once, and the second time it breaks. Whatever happens, if we start to see higher highs, higher lows, we will be there most definitely. So I will do some reviewing within the week about especially about the May-June trading plan. This is one of the bigger setups for now, so I will be monitoring this closely and sharing it on Instagram for sure. Good luck and happy trading.